Good evening, it's 8 o'clock. The top headlines tonight. Ukraine bombarded by Russia in revenge strikes. Multiple missile strikes in the capital Kyiv. Ukraine says 11 are dead. Vladimir Putin says these are retaliations for a terrorist attack on a bridge linking Russia to occupied Crimea. Meanwhile, Zelensky says Russia wants to wipe us off the face of the earth. The end of an era in Uttar Pradesh politics. Mulayam Singh Yadav dies. From the Prime Minister to Amit Shah, Rahul Gandhi to Mayawati, tributes pour in. The funeral to be held tomorrow in his home district of Safai in UP. State mourning declared by Uttar Pradesh. New name and symbols announced for the battling Senas. The old Sena, the Uddhav faction, is now Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, whereas the Shinde Sena is now Balasaheb Anchi Shiv Sena. The Prime Minister's Gujarat alert on Congress manipulation in villages, he says. This as the BJP tweets the video of an AAP Gujarat chief calling the Prime Minister derogatory terms. The BJP attacks AAP for abuse. AAP says arrest him if proven. Markets down this Monday. The rupee touches a new low. Worry over further US Fed rate hikes coming up, and also latest Indian inflation data on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the ex-US Federal Reserve Chief Ben Bernanke and two US economists win the Nobel for Economics, their Nobel for research on banks and financial crises. Our lead story tonight is the huge escalation in the Ukraine war, with India responding as well. Vishnu, what are the details and why has this escalation come amid that whole worry about nuclear threats made by President Putin?
No, it is, Sonia, a very, very serious threat indeed. And so let's give you a few more details. Now, it all started this morning, 8:15 a.m. Kyiv time, and we've got lots of videos to show you. Multiple explosions, massive blasts. You can see them behind me, many in downtown areas, never before attacked by Russia. That's the key point over here. Now, one of the attacks was a bridge, and you're going to actually see this, a bridge in Kyiv. It's actually a popular walkway, partially made of glass. As it turns out, this wasn't actually destroyed, but it was attacked. The next video that we can actually show you after we show you this particular attack is of this child who was filming at the time of the attack, and she had a close call. She felt the blast wave, right, from one of the explosions, and she's lived to tell that story. That poor child, fortunately, getting away with her life. Now, another image, in fact, of a missile hit in Shevchenko Park. That's one of the largest and most popular parks in the city. And again, if Russia says that they weren't targeting civilian areas, then why are you targeting a park with people? Why are you targeting buildings, as you can see over there on your screen? Well, Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, had this to say.
Ранок важкий, маємо справу з терористами, десятки ракет, іранські шахіди. У них дві мішені – енергооб'єкти по всій нашій державі. Київщина і Хмельниччина, Львів і Дніпро, Вінниця, Франківщина, Запоріжжя, Сумщина, Харківщина, Житомирщина, Кіровоградщина, Південь держави. Вони прагнуть паніки і хаосу, хочуть знищити нашу енергосистему, вони безнадійні.
Well, Zelensky is saying that the Russians were trying to wipe them off the face of the earth. Vladimir Putin has claimed responsibility and has warned Ukraine to take him seriously.
В случае продолжения попыток проведения на нашей территории терактов, ответы со стороны России будут жесткими и по своим масштабам будут соответствовать уровню угроз, создаваемых Российской Федерацией. Ни у кого не должно быть никаких в этом сомнений.
Now, here's why Russia attacked just 2 days ago. Ukraine is believed to have struck a bridge. We've got satellite images of that. A truck bomb brought down a part of the motor carriageway, and several train coaches were set on fire. This is the Kerch bridge, and it's located where we can actually show it for you over there. It links Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014, with mainland Russia. Now, the attack, widely condemned by international leaders, comes at a time when Russia appears actually to be losing this war. Why? Well, because in the east of Ukraine, and we can show those areas, you can see the area in yellow, Russia has lost 10,000 square kilometers of territory. And in the south, they are under intense attack near the city of Kherson. If Kherson falls, it could be the Ukrainian gateway into Crimea in the bottom of your screen, which Putin appears ready to defend at any cost. Now, New Delhi wants an immediate end to hostilities. Delhi says India is deeply concerned at the escalation of the conflict in Ukraine, including targeting of infrastructure and the death of civilians. We reiterate that escalation of hostilities is in no one's interest. NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has called the attacks Russia's horrific and indiscriminate attacks on civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. Now, this is perhaps the most dangerous part of the war in Ukraine. In fact, 11 people have died today. Putin attacked civilian areas in Kyiv, a blatant escalation which leaves many wondering whether his threat to use nuclear weapons is more than just rhetoric.
Right, Vishnu, and of course this comes as bad news. President Macron of France also saying that this marks a different phase now of the war, so the world will be watching closely. This meanwhile, as Foreign Minister Jay Shankar has made the point that India is going to be importing weapons from Russia and has in fact defended our current weapons inventory from Russia, pointing out that it was the West which did not supply weapons to India for decades, in fact saying that the West preferred dictatorship next door as partner rather than India.
We have, as you know, a substantial inventory of Soviet and Russian origin weapons. And that inventory actually grew for a variety of reasons. You know, the merits of the weapon systems themselves, but also because for multiple decades, Western countries did not supply weapons to India. And in fact saw a military dictatorship next to us as the preferred partner.
Well, moving across to our other focus tonight on the news, and that really is about an end of an era in Uttar Pradesh and national politics with the death of Uttar Pradesh stalwart, socialist leader, secular to the core Mulayam Singh Yadav, who died today in a Gurgaon hospital at the age of 82 after suffering from an illness. From the Prime Minister to Amit Shah, who went to the hospital, Rahul Gandhi to arch-rival Mayawati, tributes poured in. His funeral is being held in his home district of Safai tomorrow. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister announced state mourning. The death of Mulayam Singh Yadav is also the death of a socialist legacy that he had pioneered in Uttar Pradesh.
Mulayam Singh Yadav, the three-time Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, died today aged 82. Leaders across the political spectrum paused to pay tribute. The Prime Minister posted a series of tweets calling him a grounded leader. And in a speech in Gujarat, he recalled the former Union Minister's wish in Parliament in 2019 that Mr. Modi would return to power.
उन्होंने कहा था मोदी जी सबको साथ लेकर के चलते हैं और इसलिए मुझे पक्का विश्वास है कि वो 2019 में फिर से चुन करके देश के प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे.
Rahul Gandhi on his Bharat Jodo Yatra paid tributes at a memorial set up soon after the news of Yadav's death. Uttar Pradesh declared 3 days of state mourning and announced a state funeral at his hometown, Saifai.
माननीय मुलायम सिंह यादव जी का इनको नेता के नाम से सारी दुनिया जानती है, नहीं रहे हम लोग के बीच में. वो देश भर में समाजवादी आंदोलन को काफी आगे बढ़ाया.
सबसे बड़ी चीज तो ये थी, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, बौद्ध जितने भी भारत के लोग थे, सबको एक जैसे जो एक माला में परोस कर चलाने की बात करते थे.
A full-time politician, even from a hospital bed. These are among the last images of Mulayam Singh Yadav, or Netaji as he was referred to, meeting his old socialist comrade Nitish Kumar in September. A key stop in Nitish's opposition unity drive against the BJP. While in his final years, ill health kept Mulayam away from political center stage, his rise was explosive. In the years to come, he would establish a reputation for partnering not just with friends but also his rivals. Most famously, joining hands with arch-rival Mayawati in 1993 for a short-lived alliance government. By 2003, he came back to power in UP as Chief Minister for the third time. In 2012, when the Samajwadi Party came back to power, a partly ailing Mulayam Singh Yadav at 72 handed over the baton to his son Akhilesh. But his verbal salvos would frustrate Akhilesh's attempts to transform the image of the Samajwadi Party. As the family divisions deepened, in 2016, he dropped a bombshell by expelling Akhilesh from the party just ahead of crucial elections in Uttar Pradesh. The Samajwadi Party lost those elections and father and son eventually made up as Akhilesh strengthened his hold over the party. But Mulayam Singh Yadav will always be remembered as a major player in transforming the political landscape of the Indian heartland, capturing power multiple times in a complex state like Uttar Pradesh.
And let's go across live now to Saurabh Shukla, who is in Mulayam Singh Yadav's home district, where his funeral will be held tomorrow. Mulayam, for Mulayam Singh Yadav, of course, this district was where it all began. At one time, Pehlwan, which he, I think, took that same attitude towards his politics as well. That kind of grassrootedness, the groundedness and the will for a political fight seems to be lacking in the current Samajwadi Party, Saurabh. And I think today the whole looking at the analysis of what lies ahead for the Samajwadi Party will also look at that as well.
Absolutely, Sonia. I'll just show you the visuals. Whole Saifai is packed. In fact, I've been told by a police official that there is traffic jam at Yamuna Expressway. There's a 5-kilometer traffic jam as well there. So people are coming in from all across the country. I just saw Abu Azmi from Mumbai coming in along with several other leaders. From several parties are coming in. Jayant Chaudhary will attend the funeral tomorrow. Nitish Kumar is coming tomorrow. Apart from that, Bhupesh Baghel is coming. Tejaswi is coming. And workers of BJP, they're also coming. In fact, Sonia, when his mortal remains reached Saifai, Yogi Adityanath was there to receive mortal remains of Mulayam Singh Yadav. So he was there, CM Yogi was there. Apart from that, State Chief of BJP, Bhupender Chaudhary was there along with Swatantra Dev Singh. And now you spoke about the politics, Sonia. In 1966, Mulayam Singh Yadav started his political career from here. In fact, after doing wrestling, he joined Inter College in Mainpuri as a Hindi professor, and then he contested from this Jaswant Nagar Vidhan Sabha and he won. That time he was 28, and after that he went to the jail. He was jailed in emergency for 19 months. I have joined by a few leaders of Samajwadi Party, and apart from that, workers who are young, they have never seen Mulayam Singh Yadav doing politics actively, but they are fans and they are here and taking care of arrangements around. I am joined by a young boy, Vijay. Vijay, आप यहाँ पर आए हैं, आप तब से देख रहे हैं, आप मैनेज कर रहे हैं, आपने कभी उनको पॉलिटिक्स करते देखा नहीं, फिर ऐसा क्या है कि आपके दिल में इतना प्यार मोहब्बत है कि आप यहाँ दोपहर से आ गए हैं, सारे इंतजाम देख रहे हैं, खड़े हुए हैं, बैठे भी नहीं, ऐसी क्या भावना है आपकी?
देखिए, जो सामाजिक न्याय की लड़ाई हमेशा माननीय मुलायम सिंह यादव जी लड़ते रहे, उससे हम लोग बहुत प्रभावित हैं। और हमेशा से माननीय मुलायम सिंह यादव जी कहते थे कि समाजवादी पार्टी कभी बूढ़ी नहीं होगी, क्योंकि उनसे हमेशा यूथ प्रभावित था, हम लोग भी प्रभावित रहे और हमेशा वो यूथ को आगे बढ़ाने का काम करते थे। उनके नेतृत्व में बहुत कम समय मिला काम करने का। जब हम लोग राजनीति में आए तो उनके साथ हमें इतना काम करने का समय नहीं मिला, लेकिन उनकी सामाजिक न्याय की लड़ाई थी, उससे हम लोग प्रभावित थे और उसकी वजह से उनके साथ रहे।
Sonia, I've heard a youngster and I'm joined by a old worker of Samajwadi Party and district president as well. आपका नाम बताइए। आपका
मजहारुल हक और मुन्ना दरोगा।
आप कन्नौज से हैं, जिला अध्यक्ष हैं, आप बुजुर्ग हैं, आपने एक युवा को सुना, एक बुजुर्ग के तौर पर आपने लंबे वक्त राजनीति करी मुलायम सिंह जी के साथ। आप कैसे देखते हैं कि वो क्या था जो अब आपके बीच मिस हो गया, आप उसको मिस करेंगे?
देखिए, हमने बहुत बड़ी चीज खोई है और मैं नेताजी से सन 80 से जुड़ा था। जब नेताजी ने, हम लोगों ने राजनीति की शुरुआत की थी तो नेताजी हमेशा ये कहते थे कि बेटा बोलो और डोलो, यानी कि चलते फिरते रहो, लोगों से वार्तालाप करते रहो। इस तरह उनसे हमारा संबंध बना।
फिर वो बताइए हमारे दर्शकों को कि बड़ा ये कहा जाता है कि नेताजी जिससे एक बार मिल लेते थे उसकी शक्ल और उसका नाम नहीं भूलते थे, तो क्या उसमें इतनी सच्चाई है?
बिल्कुल सच्चाई, 100% सच्चाई है और ये चीजें काफी हद तक अखिलेश जी के अंदर भी पाई जाती हैं।
नाम नहीं बोलते,
नाम नहीं बोलते।
So you have heard Sonia, you have heard a young leader of a young worker of Samajwadi Party and a old guard of Samajwadi Party, and they both are emotional and they are going to stand for the whole night. And his last rites will happen around 3 in the afternoon with state funeral will be there, and a lot of leaders from all over the country, they are attending his funeral tomorrow.
But sort of that point you were making today, really one of the tallest leaders of Uttar Pradesh politics is no more. But the fact remains that perhaps the politics that Mulayam Singh Yadav stood so strongly for, socialist, also secular, but he was often attacked by his political rivals, especially by the BJP, the Samajwadi Party. Often he was called by the BJP Maulana Mulayam. He represented a kind of politics which doesn't exist really in Uttar Pradesh anymore. And also the fact that he was attacked constantly for the fact of family politics. When you talk about dynasty, where you are standing right now, whether the MPs, MLAs, councillors, they all in sum represent the larger Mulayam Singh Yadav family. How much has that impacted his legacy in his last decades?
Absolutely, Sonia. In fact, Mulayam Singh Yadav was criticized for that when he made Akhilesh Yadav Chief Minister in 2012 and the election was fought on his name. But the biggest thing is that you have mentioned about the leaders from his own family. But apart from that, Mulayam Singh Yadav was also known to endorse leaders like Beni Prasad Verma. He was with Chandrasekhar. He dragged Ram Gopal Yadav. Apart from that, a lot of leaders, Ramachal Rajbhar as well in the politics. A lot of leaders from OBC. Janeshwar Mishra, in fact, Sonia, he was called Chote Lohiya. He was supported by Mulayam Singh. Mulayam Singh backed him so much. Revati Raman Singh. A lot of leaders from other caste as well. But that is a campaign of BJP against Netaji, and Akhilesh Yadav is still fighting. In fact, this election also, when I spoke to Akhilesh Yadav, Sonia, Akhilesh mentioned that this time he only gave ticket to Shivpal Yadav from his family. Only Shivpal Yadav contested from the Yadav family. And apart from that, nobody from his family contested. And we used to see that a lot of leaders, Tej Pratap used to contest. There were 12 candidates from Samajwadi Party who contested in 2017. But in 22, only one Shivpal Yadav, because he was the current MLA. So Akhilesh Yadav is trying to fight that image of dynasty politics. But absolutely, Mulayam Singh was called Netaji because he represented every you can say part of the society. Janeshwar Mishra was there, Beni Prasad Verma was there, Revati Raman Singh was there. A lot of leaders from other communities were there.
Takes his legacy forward if he manages to make the Samajwadi Party more than being attacked for dynasty politics, and how he actually broad bases it. Thanks so much, Saurabh, for those updates. Meanwhile, what's happening currently politically? Another battle between the Sena and dynasty politics comes from Maharashtra, where the Election Commission has just announced what could be the names for the two Sena factions for one by-election coming up. Sohit, what's the latest on that? Interestingly, both are linked to Bala Saheb Thackeray in their new names.
Absolutely, Sonia. In fact, Uddhav Thackeray, who is going to contest the election, the Uddhav Thackeray faction has got the new name as Shiv Sena Uddhav Bala Saheb Thackeray, and Eknath Shinde has got the name of Bala Sahebanchi Shiv Sena, which means Bala Saheb's Shiv Sena. So these are the two names that have been given, Now the political symbol on which the Andheri East bypoll election will be contested by Uddhav Thackeray faction, it has been given mashal, which is torch, and they will be contesting this election on this symbol, whereas there has been no symbol as of now given to Eknath Shinde. The three symbols that Eknath Shinde gave to the Election Commission of India hasn't been approved by them, and the Election Commission has asked Eknath Shinde to give a new symbol. Now, apart from that, Uddhav Thackeray has also gone to the Delhi High Court and has demanded that there should be a stay brought on the decision that was taken by the Election Commission of India to freeze the political name as well as symbol of Shiv Sena, and the hearing on the same will also happen. Why this is important? Because for the Andheri East bypoll election, the last date to file the nomination is on 14th of October. We are also trying to speak to all the leaders who are going to contest, but they are just waiting that what would be the name as well as the symbol that Shiv Sena will be getting. Now that the Uddhav Thackeray faction has got the symbol of torch as well as the name of Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, we can say that in the next few days the candidate from Uddhav Thackeray's faction will be filing his nomination and fighting on the symbol of torch and the name of Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray.
Right, Sohit, thanks so much for that update. Meanwhile, the latest from the Gujarat campaign, the Prime Minister on the second day of his visit in Gujarat announced a series of development projects. And while many have dismissed the Congress as not campaigning or being inactive in this election, the Prime Minister today had an alert for the people of Gujarat on the Congress.
સતર્ક એટલા માટે કરું છું, આ વખતે કોંગ્રેસે નવી ચાલ ચાલ્યું એવું મને લાગે છે. મેં તપાસ તો નથી કરી, પણ મને પહેલી નજરે લાગે છે. પહેલા તો આ કોંગ્રેસ વાળા હાકલા પડકારા કરે, જોઈ લઈશું ને પાડી લઈશું ને, હવે 20 વર્ષમાં પડ્યા નહીં એટલે મેં નવું કર્યું એવડે. અને એટલે સતર્ક રહેવાની જરૂર છે. આ કોંગ્રેસ વાળા બોલતા નથી, પણ ઠંડી તાકાતથી ગામો ગામ ગોઠવણો કરી રહ્યા છે.
But the controversy coming out of Gujarat today, we saw Arvind Kejriwal tweeting that is the Prime Minister campaigning for the Congress after that remark. But the BJP has attacked AAP, tweeting a video of the current AAP Gujarat chief, apparently from 2019, where he calls the Prime Minister a derogatory term. The BJP has attacked this abuse. AAP says arrest him if this video is proven.
किस्म के आदमी मुख्य वड़ा प्रधान नरेंद्र मोदी, मैं इस बात की पुष्टि नहीं करता हूँ, लेकिन आज यहाँ पे चुनाव चल रहा है. मुझे आप सब लोगों से जानना है कि क्या भूतकाल में कभी भी किसी भी वड़ा प्रधान ने ऐसा नौटंकी किया है वोट देने जाने के लिए. किस्म का आदमी यहाँ पे रोड शो कर रहा है और दिखा रहा है कि कैसे मैं पूरे देश को बना रहा हूँ. मैं बात करता हूँ डिजिटल इंडिया की और खुद दिल्ली से दौड़ा दौड़ा यहाँ पे वोट देने आता हूँ. देखिए मैं आप लोगों को कैसे बनाता हूँ.
लोकतांत्रिक रूप से चुने हुए प्रधानमंत्री देश के होते हैं. उस प्रधानमंत्री को नीच कहना ये देश के लोकतांत्रिक प्रक्रियाओं का अपमान है. इट इज एन इंसल्ट टू द डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस ऑफ इंडिया, टू द पार्लियामेंट्री प्रोसेस ऑफ इंडिया.
Well, a quick look at other news. After reports of a division in the Supreme Court Collegium, an unusual move now by top judges, a joint statement by the Chief Justice and the next 4 senior-most judges saying that the unfinished work in the 30th September meeting is closed. The Collegium was unable to meet after that. The Chief Justice circulated a letter proposing names instead. However, 2 judges had objected to the Chief Justice's move to circulate a note for appointments. The 2 judges were Justice Chandrachud and Justice Nazir. The centre has now started a process selecting the next Chief Justice, and other new appointments are currently on hold. But it's unusual that it's been made public which 2 judges dissented on this process suggested by the current Chief Justice, Justice Lalit. Well, a quick look at the markets. They're down today. The rupee remained at 82 to the dollar, in fact, touching a new low today. The Sensex slipping by 200 points. The Nifty falling by 73 points. PSU banks, power and realty stocks dragged the most. The rupee ended at 82.32 paise to the dollar after opening at a record low of 82 rupees 67 paise to the dollar. Investors are eyeing a possible further aggressive Fed rate hike in the US. Also awaiting key retail inflation data in India on the 12th of October, that's day after tomorrow. Well, talking about the Federal Reserve in the United States, the 3 US-based economists, including the ex-Federal Reserve Chief Ben Bernanke, have been given this year's Nobel Prize in Economics. The 2 other US-based economists, Douglas W. Diamond and Philip H. Dybvig, have received the Nobel along with Ben Bernanke for research on banks and financial crises.